Welcome to our World Home Economics Day webinar series. This webinar in pattern making may help our home economics teachers, homemakers, and sewing enthusiasts be equipped with the knowledge and skills necessary to today's rapidly changing world. It also aims to promote sustainable practices which will help family members economically stable. So for a start, we will be discussing on a house dress, or in the Philippines, we call it duster. For today's topic, we'll be discussing house dress, or we call it in the Philippines as duster. And yours truly, Maria Darlene Enyosores, a former faculty member of the Technological University of the Philippines and the former president of Patesco, and also a happily retired mother of three, though at this point in time, I am a new widow. So I hope that this topic, which I will be sharing with you, will help you in teaching your students, especially those who are taking clothing classes. For my objectives, at the end of the session, learners are expected to define what a house dress or duster is, create a house dress project, and appreciate the importance of house dress making for future entrepreneurial activity. A house dress or duster is a type of simple dress worn informally at home for household chores or for quick errands. The term originated in the late 19th century to describe at-home garments designed for maximum practicality and usually made from lightweight materials and washable fabrics. This had been the fad of working women, homemakers, teenagers, and even the socialites. In the Philippines, this kind of light, loose dress are often worn by women at home when she is not fully dressed and had her hair in curlers, the typical Filipina. But with the changing times, especially in the garment industry, this is the fast-moving, ready-to-wear dresses and no longer confined to one's home. We often see ladies wearing house dresses in different styles and different fabrics. What matters most now is the comfortability that a woman seeks in what she wears. These are the sample designs of house dresses which I took and borrowed from the internet. So these are the common fads now, and even the socialites, as I have mentioned earlier, wear this kind of dresses when they go shopping or into groceries. Sometimes they can use these for their simple party dresses, depending on the design of the fabric and the cut, but the effect is more on a house dress design. The materials needed for making house dresses, of course, the body measurements, the basic pattern, the tape measure, pattern papers, pencil and eraser, long ruler, scissors for paper and cloth, fabric, thread, and pins. These are the body measurements that I borrowed also and took from the internet, no? And I was able to get the measurement for the extra small, the small, medium, large, and X large. Now, the body measurements that you can see here are the same with the measurements that we use for custom-made dresses. We have the cross shoulder, the cross back figure, front figure, the chest, the bust, the waist, the hips, sleeve length, armhole, girth, and skirt length. So on this column here, we have the measurements for the extra small, the small, mediums, the large, and the extra large. So you'll notice the measurements here increases as the size of the pattern increases also. Now, there are also cases wherein you use these standard body measurements, but the figure does not fall on the bust area where you can find the measurements here. So it's up to the pattern maker to adjust the bust measurement of the client. Or if not, they can just have it into 2X large or 2XL or 3XL, depending on the build of the person needing the duster or the house dress. Okay. Drafting the medium-sized house dress pattern. We first trace the basic pattern. This is pattern of your front sloper or pattern. Following the illustration and the measurements indicated, you can create your house dress pattern. The symbol of the three circles at the center of your pattern indicates that your pattern should be placed and cut on a center fold. The lengthwise and crosswise arrows indicates that the pattern should be positioned on the grain line. To check if you are on the grain line, your pattern should stand parallel with the selvage. Selvage means edge of the fabric on two edges that self-finish and won't fray or ravel. This is the illustration of my medium-sized house dresses or house dress. Of course, you have there the measurements needed. So if you can have your basic pattern, which you have to trace it first, and then of course, there are measurements indicated, and the design of this house dress is a V-shaped neckline and a halter sleeve or halter armhole. So you have to trace first your basic pattern, and then you adjust 1/2 on this area. This will be for the neck area. And then, of course, this one, sometimes the depth of this neckline is 8 to 8 1/2. Now, if it is a bigger person, of course, depending on the size that you're making, this neckline will also be adjusted. And then, of course, this is your bust line area. I just created a straight line here so that when you trace your back pattern, your armhole will fall on the lines here in the added, no? And then from this point, you measure the length of your duster or your house dress. I have here 26 1/4. And then, of course, from this point here, this is your center, to this point, is create a straight line, and then measure 16 1/4. Then you just connect this armhole to the sides of your side seams of your duster. And then you add 2 1/4 for the hemline and use your hip curve to shape the hemline. This one should be in a soft curve so that your dress, when worn, will not sag. Although the dress will not, there's no sagging in the dress. Not the banana, but sag, or the area here, like falling on the sides. No? So it does not give a good effect. It should have a soft curve here. So use your hip curve. And then, of course, after all these measurements on this shoulder here, you have 2 3/4. After all these measurements, you're going to put your symbols. These 3 symbols here indicates that this fabric or this pattern should be cut in a center fold or on a center fold. And then the symbol here will indicate that you have to cut your fabric in a grain line, following the grain line. So what you have done here will also be applied on the back area. So be sure that the shoulder and this shoulder will be the same. Now you'll notice that the back here is higher because the pattern that we use, we have a drop shoulder. So that when you wear this or you sew this together, this will fall exactly on the shoulder line. And then again, just the same, 1/2, and then 2 3/4, and then you shape this to your armhole using your French curve. And again, show the symbol of center fold and the grain line. Same measurement on this area, 16 and 1/4, and same measurement on this area, 2 and 1/4. Then connect. So you have now your medium size pattern for the house dress. Now erase all these unnecessary drawings. You have to erase this necessary drawing. Drafting the medium size house dress pattern, just repeating the title. The solid lines here is for the medium pattern, since this is the first pattern that we have made. And then the second broken lines, in my demonstration, I used the orange lines here to show that this is the large measurement. I keep on saying medium on the orange because I've been mixing up the pattern. But to remind you that these solid lines here are for the medium size, and the second broken line is for the large pattern, and the third broken line is for the XL pattern. So, how did you get these broken lines? I will be showing that on the video. For advanced information, you have to measure 1/4 on the armhole area, and then 1/4 down, and then on the top of the shoulder line, another 1/4, and then you shape it on this part here. This will serve as your large. And then another 1/4 on this area also. Okay, and then down, and then another 1/4 down, 1/4 down, and 1/4 out, and then reshape. That is now your large armhole. It will be shown in the demonstration. There are instances that patterns may tend to be bigger than the standard measurements given because of the different builds or sizes of the wearer, which I have mentioned earlier. Adjustments are made in the bust area. Chest may remain as it is since this is a halter design house dress. Now, if there are sleeves on your house dress, you have also to adjust the chest depending on the size. So you make it bigger when the size tends to be bigger. So I will be showing you how to draft the pattern, the standard medium size pattern, and how to get the large and the extra large pattern. Enjoy watching! Hello everyone! Welcome to our World Home Economics Day webinar series. For today, I will be sharing with you how to make a standard pattern which you can use in making house dresses for ready to wear. We will start first with the medium size, and then from there, we're going to get the measurements for extra small, small, large, or extra large. So, I will show you how. This will be our medium size measurements. From these measurements, we're going to draft the pattern for your medium size house dress. Using our pattern paper and our basic sloper with the medium size measurement, we're going to trace our front pattern first. So when we trace the front pattern first, we trace the shoulders, and then our neckline here. So we mark this neckline, then we just trace, get the points. Later we'll be using the French curve, and then the armhole. This is your front. And then the side seams, the waistline. We'll just mark the darts so that you will know the position of the darts. And then, using our French curve, we'll reshape this one. We'll check our armhole. There you go. Okay. And then our neckline. Okay. Then, just for the purpose of determining the position of your dart, you'll just finish this. Alright. This is your front pattern. Now, from this point here, this one, we need this armhole area. We'll just put a guide for our armhole area. Okay? Then, from this point down, we need 26 inches and 3/4. 26 and 3/4. This will be the length of your house dress. From this point here, we measure 26 and 3/4. Okay. 26 and 3/4. Of course, we need to draw a straight line. This will be your hemline. This will be your hemline. Okay? And from this point here, we measure 16 and 1/4. This will be the sweep of your house dress. So, we need to extend the line. Alright. Then we connect this point here to this point. Okay? This will be your side seams. For those who do not have a long ruler, you can use this technique. And then we connect. Okay. Alright. So we finish first the hemline. Usually, I always add 2 and 1/4 under this on the center area so that the sweep of your duster will have a soft curve. The purpose of the soft curve is to eliminate sagging. No? When you say sagging, this area here will not, as worn, this will not fall. So to prevent from sagging, we have to use your hip curve to shape your hemline. Okay. So you have now a beautiful hemline. So when you wear it, it will just fall naturally. Right. Then on this part here, we go back to the upper area. From this point here, we measure, we start from 1/2. Since this is drop shoulder by 1/2, so we start with 1/2 here, and then the depth of your collar. You can have it 8 inches. And then from this area here, we can measure 1/2. So that this will not be on the base of the neck, but farther by 1/2. And then we shape with our French curve. Okay. There you go with your French curve. Okay. You can buy this kind of French curve in Shopee or Lazada. And then since this is a halter house dress, we measure at least 2.5 on this area here. 2.5. And then using our French curve, this one, you can connect the armhole area okay, we connect it slowly and then there you go with the armhole. Okay. So this is now your front area. So this is your armhole front and neckline front. Okay? So there you go. You are now done with your front pattern for your house dress. Then after that, we're going to make the back pattern for your house dress using the same operation. We will mark this pattern here as front so that you will not be lost along the way. So this is your front pattern. And then we're going to make a straight line in preparation for our back pattern. Using the same pattern, we will have this back area. Okay? So, just like what we have done a while ago, we will trace so that we will have a, we will use this as a guide. The armhole area here, let's use this as a guide so that you will not have difficulty in drafting your back pattern. Okay. So, we put our armhole here in the guide that you have made. Okay? So we trace the back pattern. Okay, trace the back pattern. Trace our armhole. And then the shoulder. And of course the neckline. There you go. So this is now your back pattern. With the same measurement from this point here down, 26 3/4. So we measure 26 3/4. 26 3/4. There. Again, point here, 26 3/4. Okay. Then again, we connect, right? So from this point here, we measure 16 1/4 again. 16 1/4. There you are. Okay. And then we connect this part here, this one, the armhole to this area here. Okay. Right. And of course, on this side here, your 2 1/4. Again, to prevent your garments from sagging. Okay. Then, use your alright, then connect. Alright, so this is your this other one. This is the piece. Okay. Right. Then we also remove 1/2 on the shoulder area, and then the measure of the shoulder is 2 1/2. We also transfer 2 1/2 here, and then again connect to the armhole. So this is now your new armhole and your new neckline. There you are. There you go with your neckline. Okay. So this is now your back pattern. There are instances that you have to check the length of your side seams. Measure the length of your side seams, 27 1/2, should be also the same length of your back, 27 1/2. So you notice that you have here 27 3/4. Okay, so we just follow 27 1/2, and then we will just adjust on this area, on the armhole. So that this will be a little bit bigger on the house dress. Okay. So this is now your new pattern for the front and the back house dress. For a fabric or for a pattern that should be cut on a centerfold, you will indicate the 3 circle. This 3 circle will remind the cutter that the pattern should be cut in a centerfold. So being the center, you have to put the 3 circles to tell or to inform the cutter that this pattern should be cut in a centerfold or on a centerfold. And also, you have also to indicate that this pattern should be cut in a lengthwise grain, meaning that it should follow the grain line. So, we have to put this sign, okay, to inform the cutter that this dress should be cut following the grain line. Okay? So, this will determine that this will follow the grain line. Now, if the symbol that you will see on the fabric is like this and like that, okay, that means this pattern should be cut in a diagonal position. That will show you that this pattern, if the arrows are in the diagonal position, your pattern should be, or the fabric should be cut on a bias. I mean in a bias position. Okay? So, be careful with the symbols on the pattern. So, we have also to indicate the symbol of cutting on the grain line. to help our cutter to cut fabrics properly. Alright. Okay. So this now is your pattern for your medium size house dress. Now, how do we get the large and the extra large size from this pattern? Okay. I will be using another color so that you will see the difference between the medium and the large size. Okay. First, we have to start with the front. Okay. We can or we may not add on the shoulder and just have the width of the house dress on the bust area. But if you want to adjust also the shoulder so that it will be in proportion with the figure, we can also add here for medium, for small, for large, or for extra large. Okay, so we'll start with this one. From this point here, we will add 1/8 of an inch. Now, 1/8 of an inch will be equivalent to 1 inch additional because 1/8 plus 1/8, so you'll have 1/2. And on the back, 1/8 and 1/8 will be also 1/2. So, you have added at least 1 inch. Now, if the figure for the bust, if the bust figure is bigger for large sizes, you'll just have to adjust the 1/4 of the bust of your client. Okay? But for the purpose of making a standard pattern, we will just use 1/8 of an inch. Remember, when you use 1/8 of an inch, all around the figure will be equivalent to 1 inch additional. Okay? So, we have there 1/8 and another 1/8. So, this one will be for the, if this is medium, okay, we'll indicate medium. So, this one will be large and the other one is extra large. Okay? And then, from this point also here, we go down by 1/4. So, it's 1/4 and 1/4, not 1/8. Huh? It's not 1/8, but 1/4, 1/4. Okay, after preparing the medium size pattern, we'll now go to large and extra large. So, for large, we add 1/4. And then for the extra large, we add 1/4. When you add 1/4, that will be 1/2 additional on the front and 1/2 additional on the back. So that means each pattern has added 1 inch of its width. Okay? So we measure 1/4 and another 1/4. And then going down, using also a straight line, this will be your basis for your standard pattern. So we measure 1/4 again, and then another 1/4. Okay? So, we also do this on the lower part of your dress. So, we measure 1/4 down, 1/4 down, and then on the sides, the other 1/4, 1/4. Okay. So, this one here is also 1/4, 1/4. Okay. We will use another color of another pencil to show you this one here will be your large measurement. Okay, this one. Make a line on the side down to your sides here. Okay, and then of course this one will be your large, and of course on this area here also another 1/4, another 1/4. And using your this one. will be your large. And of course, this area here also, okay. So we'll measure 1/4 and another 1/4. Okay. This one here also, another 1/4. So your front shoulder will be this one, and then using your French curve, 1/4 here. Of course, we have to add 1/4 here. And we connect down. The my pen is no longer working well. Shape our armhole using the span. Okay. So the orange line here will be your large size, and then of course on the neckline you just have the same depth, but you have using this will be your front large measurement. Okay. So what we did here will be the same on the other part. So the orange line will be your large size pattern. Okay. Then for the extra large, just the same. We measure 1/4 down and then 1/4 up, out. So there you are. And then on this part here also 1/4. So we now connect this area here. I will use the other color. We'll use green. It will be your large pattern. Okay. And then you shape. Okay. And then back on the shoulder here, we measure this one. One-fourth. And we shape. Here, armhole. And of course, this part here, at least 1/8. And then we go down 1/8 for the large. So this is now your medium for the orange one, and then green for the large pattern. So if we will check, the bust area of the medium pattern is 40 For the large, it's 42. And then for the extra large, it's almost 44. Okay? So you have now your medium size, large size, and then the extra large. For small and extra small, you'll just have to add 1/4 in. Or 1/4 in for the small and another 1/4 in for the extra small. Then the same procedure, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and then you reconnect. Then you have to trace this on another sheet of paper. One set for large size and one set for extra large size. So we finish the other one. Range. Okay, this one here. Here's the back paper, the back pen. This is now your new armhole. So we have to mark there and then measure 1/4, 1/4. 1/4 for the large and 1/4 for the extra large. And of course, another 1/4 down, another 1/4 down. So this one here, we have here another 1/4 down, 1/4 down, and 1/4, another 1/4. This one, you can also use 1/4, 1/4 for the back area. Then, we shape this one for the medium size. Of course, for the medium. And then for the large size, another. And for the armhole, we also measure, okay, 1/4 out. 1/4 out here, and then for the other one here is another 1/4 out. Okay, so we connect for the medium size. This one, the orange one, down there. And for the large, use the green one on this part here. Down. Okay. Then we measure this one here for the orange, and this one here for the extra large. And also we add 1/4 here and there. And then of course on this part here, you'll notice that this is bigger because we use the actual measurement. We did not use the miniature. So, sorry. We'll use the black for markings. And then 1/4, another 1/4. And of course, let me change the position of my French curve. Sorry, my hip curve for the hemline. Okay, and there you go. So we remove this. Okay. So that it will have the same shape of the front. And then of course, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, and then reconnect for the medium size. We have this one here. Another 1/4. And then of course for the green or the extra large, okay, There we go. And then this one will be for the medium size. So we connect the medium size. Sorry, not the medium, but the large size. Okay. So this one will be your large measurement. There you go. And then for the extra large, this one here. Okay, and then you just connect them. Okay. So you have your medium, your large, and your extra large. And again, you have to trace this in a separate pattern so that you can have one pair of small, one pair of medium, one pair of large, and one pair of extra large. Okay? Pattern for your ready-to-wear house dresses. Now, with this pattern, you can make different designs out of this. It just depends on the accessories that you would like to add. You can put collar here, you can put ruffles here, or you can put piping or binding or ruffles, or you can add ruffles on this area, or you can even cut this and then make this into shearing. Just by using the same pattern, you can create different styles of house dresses. Now, for those who doesn't like to wear the halter dresses, using your basic armhole, you'll just do the same adjustment as what we have done in this part here. And then you just make your sleeve and measure the armhole of this pattern to the armhole of your sleeve so that it will match when you attach them together. Okay? But for this purpose of showing you the standard pattern, I chose a halter dress. And this is good for summer wear. Now, for fabrics, you can go to Taytay, visit the place, and you'll see a lot of fabrics there. Thank you for watching my presentation. And I would like to invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lalin's Project, and of course, this Usapang Pantahanan. In Lalin's Project, I am sharing you some sewing skills and other projects and activities under the home economics discipline. And in Usapang Pantahanan, we discuss anything under the sun that can be used in your teaching profession, or even in sharing of our experiences with Dr. Fem for you to be able to use in your lessons. So, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed my simple presentation. And if there are questions that you would like to ask and topics that you would like me to prepare, just email me at narlineusores@gmail.com, or make a comment on any episodes that I have made in the Lalis Project. Thank you very much, and may God bless us all. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to hear from you and get comments, suggestion, or ask me topics that will be of help in your teaching. Again, happy World Home Economics Day, everyone. And thank you for the opportunity that I have received from the Usapang Pantahanan to share my skills with you. Bye, and may God bless us all.